Yes, both together. Kept alive means what? I have recognized this mental deletion that I did was only an effort to pull myself out of a certain kind of imagination that I am the body and I am this person speaking, I am the person acting, I am the one who's experiencing this environment. This whole thing is an imagination. Initially, I have to make the effort because where am I? I am in the I am the body state of mind. Yes. So I am here. I am not at witnessing. Because I am here, I have to make that initial effort of deletion, a mental deletion, of tranquilizing of the sankharas and pulling myself to the witnessing level. Now when I come to the witnessing level again and again and again and again by deep practice, constant practice, I recognize now it's become automatic. Automatic. Feeling here, being here feels unnatural. Being here is more natural now. Yeah? Only because here now you start feeling not so normal. Yeah, I had earlier normalized this body-mind feeling, yeah, and that body-mind feeling is just like, you put a frog in a pan of hot water, you increase the temperature, the water becomes warmer, the frog acclimates to that higher temperature. Yeah? That means what? He's normalizing his suffering. Do you recognize that? You increase the temperature of the water again a little more, again he will acclimate to that higher temperature and he'll normalize that heated water. And you really keep increasing, a point will come, he'll keep acclimatizing again and again and again, and a point will come where he will die. So death happened because of normalizing of suffering. And this is a very subtle point to see. I have normalized the suffering of this body-mind person. Oh, this happens, this is normal. Oh, this happens, this is normal. So this is the way, this is normal. Yeah? Whatever, I am a human, this happens in human life. I am a man, this happens to a man. I am a woman, this happens to a woman. I am a youngster, this happens to a youngster. I am of a senior, this happens to seniors. Do you see this? Like this, we have a zillion such normalizations that we've done. Correct? Do you see where this is going? So now I have normalized not understanding something on the spiritual path even, and now moving ahead still, trying to push that away. So I have to become vigilant. Oh, this is what I am doing even on the spiritual path. And this normalization of suffering is wrong, makes me feel uncomfortable now. Then only have I moved up on the spiritual path. Do you get what I'm saying? So what we were doing in the previous verses was to completely delete this feeling of normalization and move to something higher, which is beyond the feeling of I am this body. Yeah? Now this I am the body state of mind starts feeling not normal. Did you come there yet? If you really did a good job with mental deletion, yeah, constant dismissal of the personal self, if you did a good job with tranquilization of sankharas, you will see that naturally you moved from I am the body state of mind to the beyond. Yeah? Ask yourself, did I move from here to here in the previous verses? Then only can I recognize the verses ahead. Yeah? Yeah? So now diving deeper into these verses, we see it is clearly evident through my Swapna Nidra Nyan Sadhana, wake, dream, sleep exploration, that this body is only limited to the waking. And this waker's body does not even continue to the dream. It's absent completely in the deep sleep, 100% I know that. The dreamer's body also is absent in deep sleep and is not here in the waking. So what is this attachment to the body? Isn't it like the frog, the temperature has been increased and the frog acclimatizes to that, saying, no, I am this body. Do you see that? Normalizing the I am the body state of mind has happened. Though my Swapna Nidra Nyan Sadhana reveals very clearly to me that this body disappears at 11, 12, it's not there. Poof, it's gone. Yeah, in the 8-hour, 9-hour night time, so-called night time, there are a few slices of waking, but they are very few and far in between. 2-3 slices. Yes, that also, if at all I know. Sometimes I sleep on this side of the bed and wake up on that side of the bed and I don't know anything. So that means it's not true that I wake up again and again, or I come to the waking body or the waker's body again and again. I don't. I have only created a story. I must have rolled from the right side of the bed all the way to the left side. Story I created. This is called normalizing. I'm normalizing the I am the body state of mind. Is it opening up? What I mean by normalizing, what I mean by the temperature increasing slowly and the frog acclimatizing to that hot water. That is what I have done. Now, despite knowing all this about the body not being permanent, despite knowing all this, in my direct seeing, I want to hold on to this. Why? The reason is only because Atma is too formless. And it's very easy to forget the formless. The form is in my face all the time. And because this is in my face all the time, I choose to normalize this. So now, that is why I need continuous mental deletion, continuous tranquilizing of sankharas. So if I have not done a good job in the previous verses, these verses will only make the mind feel, oh, I know it all, and get onto an ego trip. Now that I recognize that, no, I have done the mental deletion enough and I get out of that hot water. I again get out of the hot water. So what have I realized? Not exactly in words. Ekta is articulating this in words, but it is your own realization that I am actually the Atma which is infinite. Body is very limited. And when I choose to be something limited, I don't feel normal. I naturally go here. It's like, the rubber band can be stretched only so much. After that, it goes back to its relaxed state. So when you go back to your relaxed state, you're here, infinite, borderless, not limited by a form. Do you realize that? That is what I mean by automaticity of mental deletion and tranquilizing of sankhara setting in. I hope I've clarified that well. So do you find yourself here naturally, here more than here? Here is the embodied, trapped feeling, and here is the more free, relaxed feeling. Feeling I'm using because there is no closer word to bhava. It's actually a bhava, a state. It's not really a feeling. There's a recognition of that state. This feels more normal now than this. Why? Because now automatically I move from the hot temperature to the cooler. hot to the cooler, hot to the cooler, form to formlessness, embodied to infinite. I constantly, automatically start moving there. Yeah? So that's what Atmananda is saying here, that there are actually two things that are required for any connection to happen. One is, for connection to happen, it should be of a compatible nature, and two, they should share a common medium. For example, two physical objects can connect because they are in the same physical space. Yeah? So the common thing is the physical space, that is the common medium, and they are of compatible nature. They are both physical objects made of so-called waking matter. But now, Atma is awareness and body is inert. These two have completely different nature. Atma is formless, body has form. Atma is changeless, body is constantly changing. Atma has no parts, body has parts. Right side, left side, top, bottom. Yeah. Atma is not material, body is material. Yeah. Atma is not, it's not in time, it's not in space. Body is in time and space. Yeah, so you see, they have a different nature, they don't have a compatible nature. Yeah. And they don't occupy the same space. The body is in this physical space. The Atma is not in the physical space. The physical space is in Atma. So you see, they don't share a common medium and they don't have a compatible nature. Now that which does not have a common medium and do not have a compatible nature, can they even connect? They cannot connect. Yet when I look down at this body, look down at your body, don't you feel I, the awareness, am connected to the body? Yeah, though so clearly I understand that they are not of a compatible nature to each other. They both occupy separate levels completely. Then why do I feel there is this connection? I know very clearly that this body has a birth early in the morning. It dies at the end of the waking state. But that which is birthless and deathless is the one knowing this body appear and disappear. So clear. Yeah, my Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana has also revealed this. Body cannot even know. That birthless and deathless is knowing this body which is born and is dying. This is the known, that is the knower. But again I look down, I feel I'm connected. Do you get this? This connection, he says, is imaginary. He uses the word fancy. Yeah? It's a fancy. Fancy means it's because I was seeking a connection. I was seeking an identity. Do you recognize that? So when I do the mental deletion and I do tranquilization of sankharas, what am I actually tranquilizing? This inner search for identity in something imagined. Yeah, except this is just imaginary. Yeah? And I take a stand as the witnessing awareness space in which this imaginary illusion has come up. I know it will dissolve and disappear soon. Yeah? So become very clear. Why am I experiencing that there is connection here between I, the awareness, and the body? It's only adhyasa, superimposition. Yeah, and it's a mutual superimposition. We did that in adhyasa drishti. Yeah, I attribute the properties of the body to the self. I say, I am fat, I am aging, I am sick. Yeah, so what have I done? I took properties of the body and I superimpose them on the Atma. I don't stop there. I take attributes of the Atma and I superimpose on the body and I say, my body is conscious, I am conscious. I, the body, am conscious is what I want to say. Yeah, I don't use that in communication, but that is what you are actually wanting to convey, because the belief is, I am this solid body. And then I'm trying to say, I, this solid body, am conscious. Yeah? Or you have a feeling, I am the mind. So then you're saying, I, the mind, knows. No. No, the mind doesn't know. The mind is the known. Yeah? So see how I attribute one's property to the other. Yeah? This we've done in depth in Adhyasa. So now the next level of seeing is the moment I tranquilize the sankharas, do the mental deletion, come here automatically. Now the next level of seeing is to recognize there was never any connection. This connection was always imagined. I cannot see it from here. At the body-mind level, if I become Ekta, I, Ekta, don't want to see that there is no connection. Do you see that? So I will never see from the body-mind level. I have to do the mental deletion enough, tranquilizing of sankharas enough, so that in open-eyed I'm here. Now I see, there was never a connection between me, the Atma, and the body. Very clear how automaticity sets in and allows you to progress higher. Yeah, this is like a milestone attained on the spiritual path. That's why I was insisting that you complete your journals and the previous verses. Very, very important to do that before moving ahead. Now this week's work is to recognize, did I automatically come there? And did I automatically from this level, at the infinite awareness level, recognize that there is no connection with the body? There cannot be. It's like the sun, which is Atma, which is the sun, is reflecting in a lake, and the body is the lake. There is no connection between the sun and the water in the lake. No connection whatsoever. But the sun is still reflecting in that serene, still lake. That is what is this feeling when I look down at my own hands and my own body, that feeling that I am this body. This is exactly that, the sun reflecting in the still lake. Do I recognize this? It was very theoretical till now. You were really working hard to put it down in your journal. One glimpse here, one glimpse there. But now this should be a continuous thing. Recognizing yourself as the sunlight, and that sun is being reflected in the water, and that reflection is feeling that I'm trapped by the water, or I am in the water. Yeah? I'm just a little golden circle inside the huge lake. That feeling, can you actually, if you write a children's story, if the sun feels trapped by the water, the sun would speak and say, oh, I am trapped. I am inside this huge lake, this body of water. Yeah, so I am very little and the body of water is huge. Yeah, so isn't that the same feeling you get here, that I am that little awareness that is trapped inside the body? Yeah. Now you will start seeing, oh, it is only an imagination. The sun can never be trapped into the water. It is reflecting, yes. Trapped? No. Embodied? No. Yeah. Just the glow, which is the consciousness feeling, the knowingness feeling, that is reflecting in the body. And the mind, of course. Yeah. So the body-mind fools me only because it has that borrowed light of being conscious. Yeah, it's just like the phone borrows charge from electricity. The phone is dancing, showing pictures. It seems that this dancing, singing and all of the phone is inherent to it. But no, that's not the truth. When the phone discharges, it's a dead object. Exactly like that, when this body-mind discharges, it is dead in itself. That reflection is what is confusing me again and again. Yeah. So now we are moving from the initial level of just being the witness at a distance and staying away from the body mind. That is very beginner level. Now I accept that I again and again feel trapped in the body mind. Now from that feeling I have to become very clear, I am the sun that is reflecting in the water. I am the sun that is reflecting in the water. Yeah, and I'm completely separate. There is no connection to break. There cannot be a connection. Yeah, I hope this is very clear. Now, this has to be transformed to your seeing. The theory is very delicious, but what are you going to do with the theory? Example also really delicious. What are you going to do with the example? No, that's of no use. Actual application where you see the feeling has come up that I am trapped in this body. So when you get into the doership of I am doing this job, that cleaning, that cooking, that office work, that grocery shopping, immediately recognize it is the I am embodied state of mind. Can I free myself immediately, recognizing there is no connection between the sun's light and the water which is reflecting the sunlight? Not possible. Yeah. So becoming very clear at this beginning level will take me to a point where I understand that it's only a Dvaitam belief. Atma never enters the body and exits the body. So there is no question of birth of the body and death of the body. Yeah. I become very clear. In the sunlight, the lake appears. Yeah. In the sunlight, the lake appears. The lake would not be apparent when there is no sun. In the darkness of the night, you cannot see the lake. Become very clear. So it's in the sunlight that the lake appears. Just like that, it is in me, the witnessing field of awareness, the physical body appears and disappears at the end of the waking. Then the dream body appears in the beginning of dream and disappears at the end of the dream. You, the Atma, cannot connect to the physical body. You, the Atma, cannot connect to the dream body. There's no connection. Yeah, this looking down at your own hands and own body, that feeling is an imagination. It's imaginary. So if you dive deeper into the feeling, and you've really done a good job in recognizing adhyasa, at this level you start seeing, oh, it's only the consciousness reflecting in the body. There is no body here that is conscious. Yeah. There is no body here that is separate from consciousness. It is all created by the body. So now we move from the physical example of sun and water in the lake to a hologram. Yeah, what's a hologram? It appears like the sun. It appears like the lake. There is no sun separate and lake separate. Both are one and the same. Light. That's where these next level of verses should take you. When you start looking at the body, that there is no separate body and separate consciousness. In fact, it is all one. Like a hologram is all light, it is all consciousness. There is no body here. Body is only a figment of imagination that appears in consciousness and again it disappears. It's an imagination. Yeah? Just as a dream body appears in the dream, and you're really running away from the tiger. There is real tiger, real fear, real jungle, real huffing, panting, real sweat. Yeah, if the tiger comes and bites me, oh, there is real blood. Yeah, real pain. All is very real. But is it real? No. It is the consciousness that is appearing to be the dream body. Correct? This you are 100% confident of? Exactly like that. This physical body called Ekta, Advaitin teacher, teaches the Buddha part, this, that, friend, family member, etc., all titles, all of it is the sun reflecting in the water, both made of the same thing. Hologram in this example. Yeah, the second level you start seeing, it's all a hologram. It appears, but it is not. Finally, you come to the last verse of these 3 verses, where you understand in the last verse that at Ajatavada level there can be no sambandha, no connection between the Atma and the body. Yeah. Relationship or connection needs 2 real entities. Atma is real, but body, mithya. Mithya. I saw it so clearly in my Swapna Nidra Jnana Sadhana. It just projected a dream body, dream jungle, dream tiger, and that entire scene was swallowed. Mithya. Exactly like that. This is a longer mithya, which has a longer shelf life. That's the meaning of a longer mithya. Yeah, it's only a mithya. Mithya means it appears to be, but it is not. Yeah, we are not denying that it doesn't appear, only you are hallucinating. You are not hallucinating. No, it appears. The spouse appears, the son or daughter appears, the friend appears, job, money, all of it appears. We are not denying the appearance of the imagination. All we are saying, it is imaginary or illusory because it comes, peaks, and it goes away. It is wiped away by the viper of the now continuously. I only hold it in memory. Only in memory it is there. Right now there is no son, no daughter, no parent, no friend, no spouse, no idea of money, no idea of house, nothing. See that? Yeah. Moment to moment, the mithya gets wiped away. That is why it is called mithya. If it were permanent, if it were real, it would be like the one that is seeing it appear and disappear. What is that is seeing this appear and disappear? That is permanent, that is continuous. That saw the beginning of this session, so that was the beginning of the wave. That saw the peak point of this knowledge session. Yeah, and now that is seeing the session coming to an end. That is permanent. Yeah, so only that is Satya, and that is the Atma. And that is what I am. Because I never feel that I appear and disappear. Do you feel at 11 or 12 in the night I disappeared? No. Who's saying I disappeared? That I has to be there to know the disappearance, right? You never feel I disappeared at 11, 12 in the night. No. You realize the body disappeared. I am. So this starts becoming very clear. The false idea where I was feeling I am inside the body, that breaks off. Yeah. So what is severed is only the imagination. The imaginary idea is severed. Yeah. Not bodies getting severed from the Atma. There's no question of that happening. Yeah, that's how these verses differ from the previous verses. Clear? So understanding this in your direct seeing is more important than memorizing these verses. Yeah, so be very, very clear. I need to see it, not believe it, not intellectualize it, and not get into the disease, I know it already. Oh, if I knew it already, I would have been rid of this suffering of samsara. I'm not rid, that itself is the testimony that some gap is there. I need to bridge that gap in my direct seeing. Clear? So your job is not done till you reach that point where you recognize that the self was never attached to the body. There's no question of severing it only. It was never attached. And those who have done the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in chapter 4, there is a verse, Asango hi ayam purusha. Means I am naturally attached. I, the Purusha, or I, the self, naturally detached, unattached. This is the meaning. The sun was never trapped by the leak. Remember that as an example. And there are many other examples in the scriptures. You put a crystal next to a pink color flower, the crystal looks pink in color. But there is no real connection between the two. It's only a little reflection. I think this was in one of the Adhyasa scriptures also, the short scriptures. There are other examples also. Rope and snake that we always do. Yeah. There was never a snake sitting on top of the rope and now it has been, the connection has been severed. No. There was never a snake. From the beginning it was a rope. When you were seeing a snake, that time also it was a rope. After the snake disappeared, then also it's a rope. It was always a rope. Yeah, like that. It is always consciousness. It has always been consciousness. Yeah, there is no real connection between them. There is only appearance. So this is what we have to work on in this week. Again and again, looking down at your own hands, at your own body. Do I still feel I am trapped here? When I look down at the body, do I feel I am like inside the body somewhere and I'm not able to get out? Do I have that feeling? Oh, then I am in ignorance still. I am in ignorance still. Again and again I have to snap out. That means I have not done my mental deletion well. I have not done tranquilization of sankharas practice well. Yeah? Because that initial level is required. Yeah? Please don't get into that thing. Oh, I know it all. There is no connection. Why do mental deletion? You can go into that. Huh? No, don't get into that. Yeah? Because right now I'm feeling trapped. I'm feeling I'm inside the body. So I have to do the mental deletion. Yeah, or dismissal of the personal self, denying the personal self, yeah, denying that idea, tranquilizing of the sankharas. And then only when I come out naturally, feeling formless, yeah, having that bhava of formlessness is very important. Then I have released myself only from the prison of I am the body-mind. It's a prison. That state of mind is a prison. I only naturally release myself from that prison of I am the body-mind. Like the rubber band comes to its relaxed state naturally. When I have done that, that's when you start recognizing there's never a connection between me, the Atma, and this body-mind person. In fact, there is no person here. It's either a body arising that appears and disappears, or a thought that appears and disappears, or a feeling that appears and disappears. There is no continuous entity here, really. Yeah, so there's no connection between me, the formlessness, and this form that appears. It's only an imagination appearing and disappearing. Yeah, so when I feel trapped, I recognize that I am assuming there is a connection. When I do the mental deletion, come to the free formless level, then I acknowledge, oh, there is no connection to begin with. between the Atma and the body. There never was. Yeah? Very clear what 2 steps we have to do. When I'm stuck here, I have to do the previous verses application. When I am free, which will happen automatically, then here I recognize, oh, there is no connection. There never was. Why do I go back into this feeling that I am trapped by the body? This is the work that we must target. Very important. Yeah? Till you come to the point where you don't need to do any mental deletion. Yeah? But don't get into that overconfidence. Oh, I don't need it now only. No, no. You are still trapped in your samsara. You are still suffering. This is the testimony that you are not free yet. So don't fool yourself that, oh, I am free. No, you are still bound by that imagination. So do you see? Now the exercise will be, when I feel trapped, I go back to the past 3 verses that we did, and when I naturally snap back to my normal, because, I'm like a rubber band, I go back to my normal. I cannot be in that tensed, stressed, embodied feeling, I am the person. I cannot. Now I recognize, oh, this is automatic, man. This happens automatically. Wow. Yeah, that means there is no real connection. This connection is only an imagination. This relationship with the body is only an imagination. Very clear? So last pointer, only at initial level, I need to delete arisings or dismiss the illusory state of mind or convert my mental yes to a mental no. Soon I will reach a point where clarity dawns and no two remain. I recognize it's the same hologram, both made of light. Yeah? Atma and body are one. There is no two there, means Dvaitam dissolved. When I can maintain this with open eyes, I have come to the state of Jagrat Sushupti, awakened sleep. Yeah? I have done Jagrat Sushupti, Ramana Maharshi's book I. The videos will be released soon, so you can dive deeper into that, but I'm taking you there. So see that you start moving in that direction. Open-eyed, I need to get to a point where that imaginations are all asleep. That's called awakened sleep. Yeah. Then there remains no need to delete. What are you going to delete? There is no need to dismiss anything. Yeah. There is no need to tranquilize anything. You are naturally the nothingness that is wiping away the somethingness. You are that. Now see, in the whole process, I didn't become that. I was that. Yes, big difference. There is no becoming here. I was that always. I'm only deleting my illusion, my imagination. I'm dismissing my dream. And I'm just coming to reality. That is why it is called awakening or enlightenment. Clear? It's not that you have to become something. You just awaken. Your eyes were closed and now the eyes open. That's all that happens. Good? Verses 12, 13, 14 are very clear from Atma Darshan chapter 10. Be with this for a little while, contemplate, really see the previous verses and then look at these verses. Be very clear, I am still stuck somewhere and I need to work on that part. And if it requires continuous mental deletion, so be it. Naturally, I will come to that state where I am like the rubber band that has relaxed. Yeah? Can I recognize that? I come to it normally. Even when I was ignorant, I came to it. Yeah, but I dismissed that. Oh, no, no. This is just an imagination. Yeah, the most ignorant person naturally comes to the relaxed state of feeling formless, of not having a body for a second. And then they say, oh, it is an out-of-body experience, and they have all these big labels. And those who don't even label it, they feel, no, no, I cannot talk about that. People will think I'm cuckoo. And they dismiss that and they come back into their own prison. I am the body-mind. Yeah? You did that when you were ignorant. Yeah? Recognize that. Am I still there? Yeah? Has there been any progress? You sit and evaluate yourself. Good. That completes these 3 verses. Any questions?